Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. I have to make a quick present for a friend, and I thought I would come on because this makes a super easy Christmas present that is probably, you can probably, if you're a crafter, make this from stuff you already have on hand, other than one little detail, which you probably don't even need. So I have a bunch of these in my Etsy store right now. It's a little passport traveler size notebook, but I use it as a wallet. And I actually use one of these as my everyday wallet myself. And it's a passport size cover that has fabric on both sides. It's got file folder in the center. I think this one's just craft card tuck spots in here. And then it has scrapbook paper inserts that I have covered with packaging tape to make them a little bit more durable, as well as these little passport inserts. Now, these little passport inserts you can get on Amazon for super cheap. And I happen to have some extras of these on hand. So this is the only thing that you might have to order, but you could totally get away with not using these and just using other folder type things. And I find this super useful. I keep all my credit cards and bank cards and things in these slots. And then you have two zippered pockets that I keep things like my, you can put cash or your license in here. But I also just tend to tuck cash into these tuck spots. And then I keep receipts back here. So it's super easy to stay organized with this. It fits. It's about the size of your phone. So it just fits in everything that you need it to fit in. So I'm really in love with these. So I'm going to make one of these for my friend. And she is an ocean girl. We share a birthday month. We're both December Sagittarius birthdays, and we're both ocean girls. And she loves sharks. And so I'm going to make her a shark mermaid wallet for her birthday. So I just grabbed these out to show you. You can use craft card if you have craft card on hand. I'm going to use this half of a file folder just because it's just a little bit thicker. And I thought it might just be that much more sturdy. But you could totally use scrapbooking paper or craft card or a yellow file folder, anything that you have on hand. So as this is a passport, I'm just going to cut off the metal bit here. Let me do it on this side because I only want to cut through, I don't want to cut through the double layer. And I actually have been lately saving this side. And I find that these slots, if you take this apart, make for really interesting pieces in your junk journals. So the measurements for this are 10 3/4 inches the long way, and I don't know, it's in centimeters. What is it? Hold on, I have the measurements in centimeters but not in inches. So it's 21.5. It's supposed to be 21.5 centimeters wide, and I'm just going to use my metric ruler. Let's see, 21.5 centimeters. 21.5. It looks like it's about 9, just shy of not, I'm sorry. 21.5 centimeters is about 8.5 inches wide. So let me do that cut. 8.5. It's just shy of 8.5. That's 8.5 there. And we can use that for the tucks. And then tall is 13.7 centimeters tall. 13.7. And I'm not going to be exact. I'm going to eyeball in between 13 and 14 centimeters. And between 13 and 14 centimeters is just around, just a little bit over 5.5 inches. Okay, so we said that is about 8.5 inches wide and 5.5 inches tall. Okay, so then on the ones that I have about a, I think it's about a 1/2 inch. Let me get out my scoreboard. Hello, scoreboard, where are you? Sorry. Here I come. I'm in a bit of a mess because of Christmas and December and such things. Okay. So if we find the halfway mark on this, so this is my middle right here. So if I do 1/4 inch on either side, that's a 1/2 inch center. I don't know if this is, do I have a 1/2 inch, an entire 1/2 inch of spine on this one? It's been a while since I made one of these. Yeah, it's about, yeah, it's a 1/2 inch spine. So I do 1/4 inch on either side of my middle, and I'm going to make a score line. It's my elastic getting away from me. I'm going to do a score line. You see that? Yep. I'm going to do a score line 1/4 inch on either side of my middle. And then that will be my little spine that I can put eyelets through. And I think in the past I have reinforced that with another piece of file folder. So let me just cut a piece of file folder, just because there will be some tension on that. I'm not worried about the hinges so much as, let's see, do I have a piece that's the right height? No, I don't. All right, so let's use this one. And we're just gonna make a piece. Oh, avalanche, craft-a-lanche. It's a craft-a-lanche. Okay, not that one, this one. All right, so I want this to be, I'm just going to get this straight. Because that doesn't look straight to me, does it? Oh, this is where it gets difficult. I'm going to grab some tweezers to hold this. Actually, I think this side is straight. So this side is straight. So I'm going to, this is my 1/2 inch line. I'm going to line that up and make myself a 1/2 inch strip. Let's just make sure that looks like it's going to fit and not bind up. Yep, that looks like it's going to fit. And actually, you know what? I can just cut that down. It's all going to be covered up by fabric. So being super duper crazy exact on this is not absolutely necessary. And I think I might just shave off a tiny bit off this edge, just so that it is shy of a 1/2 inch. I'm like doing a millimeter, just so that it is inside those hinge bits. Okay, so I'm just going to run some glue down the center there. This is Art Glitter Glue. And again, the aesthetics of this is not critical. I kind of want it to line up a bit. But again, not critical because it's going to be covered in fabric. There we go. Where's my folder of bone? Just make sure that's really squished down there. All right, there we go. Okay, so we need that. So while I'm at it, I'm going to use that scrap I could probably just cut this in half. Again, so this is completely, there's no right or wrong for this one. As long as it fits your inserts, you can do what you like. Yeah, I like that. I think I like having slightly larger inserts because I find that when I'm shopping, I have a tendency to stuff things in my wallet and then sort it out when I get home. So I'm just gonna round one corner on each of these. I'm doing the 1/2 inch corner there. And now I'm going to cover this in fabric. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a glue stick to stick it down. So on my outer cover, I want these happy little sharks. They're so cute. All right. So happy sharks. There is a right way up to this, I think. Yeah, because we want those happy sharks smiling at us. Okay, so I'm going to tear off the selvage on this because I am going to use a zigzag stitch and I kind of want the frayed edge. Okay, so I'm going to give it a little bit of an edge all the way around. So I want to cut it right around there. And as you can see, I am not measuring. I am completely eyeballing and tearing. Okay. So that is going to be my front. They're so cute. Okay, and then I need to tear it. I can feel it. The edge is right there, so I'm going to go underneath that happy shark because I don't really want to cut his face off. There, happy sharks. And I have kind of a frame all the way around the edge. And I'm going to stick that down with some glue stick because I will be sewing this, so I don't have to worry. Oh, was that going to be, that was going to be my inside. Yeah. I don't have to be too worried about being super duper perfect with my glue job, because this is just really to hold it Sorry, apparently not doing well at thinking and talking at the same time today. It's really just to hold it down while I... It's so cute. Well, I sew. Okay, so that's the front. And now I'm going to tear down a piece for the inside. Now, if you wanted to add like a book plate or something to the front, now would be the time to do it, because you could put the little brads through here and then cover that up with fabric. You don't have to use fabric. You could just use scrapbook paper. You could do this like you do a regular journal cover. And I do want the frays on this to fray. But I find that when I'm throwing it into and out of my purse or my coat pocket, or that I don't really, that just the fabric is good so it doesn't get caught. Plus we're going to have the elastic that goes around the edge there. Okay, so now I need my mermaid fabric, because we're all mermaids here. She's a swimmer and a sailor. Okay, so this will be my inside. Again, I'm going to tear off the selvage. Selvage. I'm selling the selvage in my scrap pile. They sometimes come in handy. And let's see, which way am I going to tear this? My fabric is pretty much a square, so it doesn't matter which way I go. And I kind of want these to match up. So I'm going to tear right here. This is going to be super happy and cheerful. Okay. So there's my inside cover like that. And I just want to match up the height. I'm going to do a snip right there. Okay. So I'm just sandwiching that file folder in between my fabric. Oh, fun, fun, fun. I'm so happy. Okay. All right, so I'm just thinking about order because I need to cover this in fabric and I want to have this here and this here. And if I want to sew these on but have sewing around here, then I need to do these. I'm going to glue this on and then do the pockets, sew the pockets, and then sew them on to the project. And then all I have to do is eyelets and stuff things in and make my folders. I mean, it's all pretty straightforward. Okay. So that lines up like that. So you can kind of see how it's going to come together. There we go. There's still like a little bunching happening here. I don't really want it to be bunchy. I think that's just because there's of gluing. That's all right. So there we go. We've got happy sharks on the front. And then I've got happy mermaids and fishies and crabs. Can you see how cute that little crab is right there? He's a happy little crab. We got some mermaids and some happy fishies. And we got happy sharks. Happy sharks on the cover. There's a whale shark. Happy sharks on the back. Very fun. Okay, so let me do the pockets. Or tuck spots, I guess, really. So what do we want the outer fabric to be? We want a happy shark. Where's my scrap, my shark? Oh no, you know what I did? I forgot. I grabbed some batik here, thinking that this might do well for the because that kind of looks watery. Because I was thinking too much pattern might be distracting. I like that little bit right there. That piece. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to do these two. And if I tear right, actually, if I tear right along this line, it'll work. Okay. So I am going to I'm just trying to decide if I want to cut and then fold the edges around, or if I want to completely sandwich it in 2 pieces of paper, sew around, and then cut. The other one I have, I folded it around. See here? That came out really nicely, and I just folded it in, and things slide in and out without catching. I don't think I have to worry about that, but I do think I want to sew this time. So I'm just going to cut. I'm going to give myself a little bit of a border there. And then this is the side I want. So I'm going to give it a gluing with my glue stick. And then I have to decide which part I want. I think I'll do that one. Like that. And then I'm going to glue this, and I'm going to fold the edges. So I'm going to need, for the sharp corners, I'm going to miter the edges like this. And then it's a little bit. There we go. And then like that. And like this. Tucking that bit in there. Okay. So now for this corner, I think what I need to do is give it a little bit of a thing like that. And then I'm going to add some glue there and fold that in like that. Oops. I need to tuck that one in like that. So I have a nice neat corner there, and I'm gonna have to let that dry before I sew because it's super sticky. But there's one tuck spot, and then this tuck spot, I think I'll do like this. Okay. So, like this. This corner here is giving me not quite enough. Oh, that's a really pretty spot right there. I like that. Okay, so I'm going to cut this excess off here. And then I'm going to cover this in that. So I'm going to cut it down about here. And I'm not worried about creating scraps. We always have uses for scraps. Okay, so that is going to be, oh no, I need to go, hold on, hold the phone. Ha! Okay. So this is my front. Ah! Did not do that well. Or that. Like that. That's how I'm doing it. It's my decision. Sticking to it. I'm going to go around the edges with some glue. I'm going to try and get less in the middle this time. Sorry, am I too close to me? Mitering edges. This and this. And this. And then, let's see, I've got too much fabric on this side. little cut there and a little cut there and there. Okay. Folding, 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 and then folding on the curve. Ah, sticky. I think maybe I will snip off that corner a little bit because that's what hung me up last time. Like that. And then I think this will just tuck and fold. There we go. That one's being a little bit of a nudge. There we go. There we go. So I have my tuck spots. Let's let these, I really can't let these dry. All right, so you know what I need is I think I do need like a little piece of something to hold down these bits in the inside. And I did grab, got a piece of Stamperia paper left over from something. I think this is Arctic World. So I'm just going to cut these down so that they're the right size to fit in just inside because the stickiness is bothering me. Okay, so I want to snip right here. And again, I am not too terribly worried about perfection here. I am getting about the right size. So it needs to be a little bit shorter this way to fit inside like that. And then right about there. And then I need to round the edge the same as I did before. Let's see, how does that fit? Certainly looks neater that way, doesn't it? Yes. Okay, trim off, make this a little bit straighter. Voila. Okay, so I'm going to put some glue down on this. On that corner. And then, so that will also help to hold down the folds. So that's that one. And then this one, we'll do this little map of Antarctica. So about here and about there, and a rounded corner like that. Glue it up. This is Scotch Create glue. I tried going glue stick free because the plastic in the glue stick containers bothers me, but I failed. I was not able to maintain it. I just need glue stick sometimes, you know, which I feel bad about, but I do try to not use it too much. And I have other glues to supplement. Just trying to get this little bit here to fold and lay flat. There we go. Okay, I like the way that looks. Okay, so I'm going to, oh, shoot, how did that happen? How did I wind up with two going the same direction? I thought I had that all worked out. So be it. I'm not redoing it. It'll be fine. Okay. All right, so I'm going to sew around these. Then I'm going to sew these in here, flawed as they may be. And then I will be back. Hello, I'm back. So that was way more of a struggle than I intended it to be with those folders. So this was easy. So I have some blue thread in my spool and I have some green thread in my bobbin. And so we have a nice blue and green. They're both variegated. So I have, these worked out. Like somehow for a minute I thought I had them going the same way. But I've got some nice little tuck spots here. I've got my mermaid fabric, and you can see my mermaids and some of the happy crabbies. And I've got my happy sharks on the front. It's just, I'm so amused by this one. I might make one of these for myself because it's so cute and amusing. Then for the folders, I have some actual vintage nautical charts of some of our places that we go to in this area. And I have, they were 12 inches wide and like 5 1/4 high so that they fit nicely inside. And this one was 4 high because that second one is a little bit shorter. And I laid them out and I just laid down strips of packing tape. And then I tried sewing this one and my machine did not like this at all. And I'm sure I've sewn with the packing tape before, but some combination of the thinner paper and the 2 layers of packing tape, and it gummed up my needle, and the thread pulled out, unthreaded the needle, and it was a mess. So I had to fight with that for a while, but I got through it. And now I have to put in the eyelets, and I have picked out 5 brass eyelets because I need 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom, and 1 in the middle for the closure. And I have my handy dandy Crop-A-Dile Big Bite. So I'm setting this at 5/16 because these are the larger diameter eyelet hole. And I am going to, I think I'm going to do it from the inside because it's just easier to see on this fabric. So I'm going to put 1 hole just below the stitching and then another one below that, 1 in the center and the same at the bottom. And I do not measure. I completely eyeball it. I eyeball trying to hit the center. It's harder to see on this one. The center of this kind of spine. It's kind of where the head of that fish is and that scallop shell. And I'm going to have to give one of the mermaids a belly piercing, but I don't think mermaids mind that. 1 at the top. I'm sorry, fishy. I'm going to have to pierce the fishy's face. 1 a little bit below that. You have to be careful not to make them too close together because it's just a little bit of paper and fabric holding it together. That one in the center, I'm doing right below the scallop. And then 1 at the bottom. It is kind of a mermaid belly piercing. And then 1 above that. Okay, and I'm going to switch this to the squishy bit, and I need the larger set of squishers. And now I need 2. Where's my awl? Sometimes, where is my awl? Oh dear. Well, I can use some of these scissors. Just need to poke. Well, that one didn't punch well for some reason. it is, I suppose, a lot of layers. 2 layers of fabric and a layer and 2 layers of file folder. Just give that a little trim. Sorry, I know I'm off screen. Okay, so I am going to put my eyelets in from the top and give that a squish. And my next eyelet goes below that and squish. Yep, that worked. Sounded odd, but it worked. This center one will be for the elastic closure. And then on the bottom, I'll do the bottom one first. In the past, I have threaded a bead in between and the elastic right here to kind of take some of the pressure off, but I don't know that that's necessary. Might look nice though. I wonder if I have like a watery blue bead that would fit and would go through the elastic, because this elastic is kind of thick. So hold on, let me just grab out my beads. I've got some, I think these are all going to be too, yeah, the diameters on the internal diameters on those are going to be too thin. So sometimes I also just like to give these a little bit of a squish with my jewelry pliers just to make sure that they are nice and flat and not going to catch. Yep. Okay, so there we go. I do have, hold on, I have these. These are like little spacer things, and I have done that in the past too. Come on, open you. Where we take one of these smaller, maybe one of these teeny tiny ones, and stick it there and there when I thread the elastic through. Maybe I will do that. This one has hearts. This one has like little flowers or sea stars or something. And this one has little hearts. But that's a little higher, a little more proud sticking up than that one is. I'll do that one. Okay, so with this elastic, I'm going to go through the top, through a bead, through the next one, out the inner one, through another bead, out the bottom. See, now when the elastic pulls, it's going to be pulling, the whole bead is going to be pulling, and it's going to be actually pulling against the rims of the eyelets. I feel like that's a little bit more secure. And then I'm going to tie this off in a really good knot. I'm trying not to waste too much here. Tie it off at the bottom. Ah! Okay. And you want it tight, but not so tight that it's going to make the whole thing squish. So I'm just going to do an overhand knot at the bottom here. Come on, you. Did that look right? It does, but because it's elastic, sometimes looks funky. Okay. And I will trim those down a smidge. And then I will thread in my folders like this. And then this one goes through the shorter one like this. And then we're getting there, you guys. And then I need my, these little plastic traveler's notebook folder things. How do I open this? There we go. I see it. Oh, okay. No, this one has, isn't that interesting? It has 2 there. Oh, it does. And it has 2 here. Oh, no, that's just 1. Oh, that's interesting. And then a zippy one. But then I have this one here. What does this have? This one has 2 and 2. Oh, okay, so we'll do that. So we've got some zippers. And we've got some credit cardy things. And then this is kind of like to do it this way. And then that slides in there. There. And so now we need a closure. Oh, that's really coming together nicely. Okay. Shut that one down. Put that away over here. Okay, so now I need some elastic. To wrap around. Okay, and I also like to do a bead of a charm of some kind. So this is my ocean, kind of oceany charms here. You can do a key, you can have a mermaid. Oh, should we just go for it and do a whole mermaid thing? I have an octopi. I have some sea stars. There's a brass mermaid. I've got sea turtles, sand dollars. I think I'm going to stick with the mermaid. I've got some seahorses. I don't have any sharks. If I had a shark, that would be perfect, and I would go for the shark. I've got a fishy. See, I have all different kinds. Oh, I've got a dolphin. Oh, I didn't realize I had a dolphin. Mermaid. Where did that dolphin go? That's a kind of a good one. I kind of like the mermaid though. And all the other ones are pretty small. Those are all teeny tiny. Those are all my octopi. These are all from Michaels. Oh, there's an whale tail. Oh, that's kind of cool. And that's unobtrusive. I didn't know I had that whale tail. There's a fishy. I like that fishy. I think I'm going to go with the whale tail. The mermaid, it seems like it might be a little big. So I'm just going to go with the whale tail. And these blue ball jars, I love storing things in these jars. I think I just got those at Target. All right, reposition, and I'm going to thread my elastic through there. And then I've got to I go from the outside in with these, and then I'm just going to tie a knot, and the knot should hold. I just spilled all these. I could do a charm in the center, tie a knot around the charm in the middle. Yeah, I think I've done that before and not liked it. All right, so outside into the hole. I'm going to do an overhand knot with those two right there, and that should keep it from falling through, but I'm just not sure how much I need at the moment, so let's see how that works. Oh, that's cute, the little shark, the whale tail there. And actually that's just about the right tension. So I'm going to tighten that one up. I'll shorten those down a bit. And there we go. There we have a super straightforward but incredibly useful and personalized wallet. And like I say, I have one of these myself and I use it all the time. I absolutely loved it. If you'd like it, I have a couple of these in my Etsy shop. I've got the woodsy one. This is in my Etsy shop. And then I also have some other like oceany ones with sand dollar covers, I think. So, yeah. So thanks so much for sticking by. Let me know if you make one. They would make a great Christmas or birthday gift. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.